another one. I know in my live yesterday I said today was deadlifts, but I completely forgot that today's Wednesday. That means it's cardio day. Tomorrow is deadlifts. So we're going to get on right into it, and we're going to start it up. Let's go ahead and put this up here. Get my shoes on. Strap them on. About time to get some new Peloton shoes. These things are nice and torn, but they still work. They still do the trick. So ride them to the soles. Come on. All right, let's go ahead and get the headphones in. Oh yeah. Plug that sucker in. That in right there. Let's go ahead and start it up. I doubt the sensor is working still. I don't know what's going on. I replaced the battery. It still doesn't want to work, so it is what it is on that. A lot of times I hate that saying it is what it is, but sometimes it is. It's what you make it to, but there's some things you can't control, and that's when you say it is what it is. Alright. Close this, close all this stuff. I got a bunch of apps open. Sheesh. Alright, let's go ahead and hop on into it, you see. Got my electrolyte, my EA mix. Oh yeah, that's strong. That's strong. Indoor sex, let's go. Nice slow start, pedal to pedal. Start those engines. We do 2 days a week of cardio. Both days I do about 2 hours, so burns a good 12 to 1,300 calories. And we do it in zone 2. So that's what they call the fat burning zone. What's up, Life with Maria? Welcome to the stream. We're doing some cardio. Tomorrow we got deadlifts, but I'm also filming a full day of eating, so I'm going to be dropping that later on today. Alright, let's start it up. Yes, ma'am. We're doing zone 2 cardio. And for me, that means my heart rate's got to be in between 111 beats per minute and 130 beats per minute. Right now I'm at 117. Yesterday we did upper body. That should be under my live section. And I thought I was doing deadlifts today for some reason, but I forgot today's Wednesday. Today's cardio. Tomorrow's going to be deadlifts. So I'll go live tomorrow with that. But right now, we're going to get this cardio done. I've already filmed my breakfast this morning. Once I finish this, I'll film the rest of what I eat in a day to give y'all some transparency of what it looks like. I always start off with oats because it's good complex carbs. Complex carbs are going to take longer to break down in your body, which gives you longer lasting energy. A lot of people will choose coffee to try to give them energy, but if you're not giving your body the proper calories and nutrition, then that coffee is not going to last. It's going to leave you feeling a lot more tired, especially too. Yeah, my sensor's still not working, but I do have my watch, so that's going to tell me where my heart rate is. I need to pick it up a bit, because right now I'm only at 108. It's still zone 1. But that's fine, it won't take much. I'm back to 113. I like to be on the higher end of zone 2, which is about 129. Alright. Oh wow. I'm gonna post a link out. Up to 122 beats per minute now. Just kind of swinging them shoulders and arms back and forth in an X motion. Copy link. Paste right here. Getting my bench press back yesterday. I was working out with 225. I was going for 3 sets of 4, but we did the first set of 4 and the last 2 of 3, so slowly bringing it back. I was up to 3 sets of 5 with 225, and I ended up catching influenza A, and that was bad because there's a rare thing that can come with that. You can get swollen salivary glands. And of course I had to be the one to get it. So I was out for a good 2 weeks. But it's all good. Sometimes life throws you a curveball and you just gotta roll with the punches. We just keep going, so bringing calories up, burn them calories. Zone 1 and Zone 2 are the fat burning zones. Zone 2 is a little bit better, obviously, because you know you're going to be burning a little bit more calories in a shorter amount of time. So picking it up. It sucks I don't have my meter here to tell me the speed I'm going, but I have my heart rate monitor, so as long as we're watching that frequently, we'll be okay. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope y'all get after it today. Make the most of it. Alright. $111. We doing it. We getting it in. I can't wait to edit that video. Looking forward to that. $120 on the heart rate. it up to the higher end of zone 2. I lock in, like I engage all the way up to the back of my neck, all the way up to my head when I'm doing this. So I have a nice strong spine. And it just keeps you tight from top to bottom. I never let my head just hang and rest or do none of that crap. I keep everything nice and tight. Nice and tense. Not too tense. Not like I'm forcing myself to flex, but just enough to where I feel those muscle fibers activated. Alright, we're at 127 beats per minute. Man, what are you doing? That's all that is. That's all that is. Oh, that's funny. Let's go, let's go. What's up, what's up? That's all that is. What's up? It only shows a question mark. I don't know what emoji that was. Week 10 Monday. Hell yeah. It's all about consistency. A lot of people like to get in and, you know, go one day a week and think that the gains are gonna last forever, you know. It was the moose. The moose, you see. Woo. We moosing after it this morning. Got the sweat starting to come down. I've already filmed my first meal of the day, so I'm gonna film the rest of them, and I'm gonna add up all the calories, the protein, fiber, the important macronutrients, carbs even, and I'll post that up. I'll edit it later, and I'll have that out by sometime tonight. Should be before 7:30 p.m. EST. So we're gonna get that moving. Heck yeah, man. I make those oats every morning, so you'll see how they turn out. It's almost like a cake consistency, like you can push it up and it takes forever for it to fall back down. I just love it like that. I know there's a crap load of protein in it too. There's at least 45, maybe 50. Yeah, there's at least 50 grams of protein in that. Just first meal in the morning, so. Oh yeah, we got sweat coming down the arms now. Again, we're in zone 2, so this isn't gonna affect your muscle, strictly burning the fat right here. My heart rate's at 122 beats per minute, which for me, zone 2 is 50 to 60% of my max heart rate, which is 186. If you want to find out what your max heart rate is, just take your age and minus it by 220. So 50 to 60% of that is going to be zone 2. For me, that's 111 through 130 beats per minute. So I highly recommend using a fitness tracker, a calorie tracker, you know, that you can wear like in the form of a watch, or some people, I think, strap it to their heart. Something to track your heart rate. And right now we're at 120 beats per minute. So we're burning nothing but fat in this zone. It's not too fast, it's not too slow, but it's a steady state. And we're burning nothing but fat, so that's where we want to be. If you try to go up into zone 3, you're going to start dipping into your glycogen stores, which is your carbohydrates. And zone 4 and zone 5, you're going to start dipping into your protein stores, which could deplete your muscle if you're in those zones for too long. There's nothing wrong with getting in those zones for a little bit, like maybe a minute or two here and there, but you definitely don't want to stay in those zones for long, because you're going to really start losing muscle at that point. And that's not our goal over here, so. So far we've got an active calorie burn of 115. Heart rate's at 122. So we're sticking to zone 2. We might hit zone 3 at some point, just for, just to feel it. Gives you a nice blood flow. Helps burn blood fats as well. So I highly recommend cardio. Zone 2, if any, because a lot of people, including myself, don't want to lose muscle, so we just focus on that slow burn. You should still be able to carry on a conversation at zone 2 like this. The higher you get in the zones, the less you're going to be able to talk, the more you're going to be able to, less you're going to be able to carry a conversation, the more you're going to be breathing, and even higher zones, you're just going to be grunting. You won't be able to talk at all. That's like your sprint. But as long as you're watching that heart rate, you're good. I'm at 120 beats per minute right now. We're in zone 2, kicking. And that's very nice, you see. But yeah, I should have some good content for y'all later today. And what I eat. For lunch, I'm thinking about making maybe a chicken wrap or chicken sandwich. I get this chicken from Sam's. It's called Bear Chicken. It's lightly breaded, but it's mostly protein, because some of those brands like Tyson, they throw on so much breading and they just jack the calories up. They just jack them up, and it's just ridiculous. So I'll give y'all a little idea of what I choose and what I don't choose. Matter of fact, I think I still have a bag of that Tyson from a long time ago, and I'll show you the difference in the serving sizes you can have it at. Me, I'm a big eater. I don't like to just eat one sandwich. I like to eat 2 sandwiches. So in doing that, it's important to choose the proper foods that are a little bit lower in calorie, but they have the same volume as those other foods. That way you can stay fuller for longer. And I'll also be posting my shake recipe. I'll let y'all see how many ounces are in that compared to going to McDonald's and getting you a large shake, which is only a measly 22 ounces at a whopping 800 calories. Mine's going to be a whopping 72 ounces and and a measly 200 calories. I was thinking of protein when I said whopping, because it's going to have way more protein than those McDonald's shakes. So stay tuned for that. A whole rotisserie chicken. Them things are good. I always eat the white meat because they're a little bit lower calorie than the dark meat. But yes, I love chicken. Chicken breast is my favorite. I also have a low-calorie quesadilla that I'm going to send or share because it's all that's going to be in the cookbook, but if I don't make that today, I will make it at some point in the future to show y'all some recipes. Fat-free plain Greek yogurt is great. You can do a lot with that. Yeah, I'm putting all this on YouTube, by the way. That's where I'm starting to put everything pretty much. I think YouTube likes me a little bit more than TikTok, so we're going to be on YouTube. Someone on Snapchat says, sounds like you're looking for likes and follows. I said, I have enough. I'm looking for people to inspire at this point. Because I know exactly how it was when I started. There's so much content of just people sitting down in front of the camera talking, you know, being sedentary. I feel like there's not enough of this raw interaction, what you're doing, you know, showing people the right way, because everyone wants to charge for that. They're trying to make money off everybody, and there's nothing wrong with making money, but putting in good things like that behind a paywall always is like, I feel like that's why America's in the state that it's in with the obesity rates and stuff. They got all this money behind billboards, you know, McDonald's. It's just incredible, the stuff that they promote. It very well can lift you out of a dark place, and it did that for me. So that's why I want to share this. I want to share the knowledge that I've learned, not just the experience, but even as a certified personal trainer, that this can be done. It's that saying, he who says he can and he who says he can't are usually both right. And I used to say I can't for a long time. Or I would used to say, I tried, or I'm trying. There is no try. For y'all out there that like Star Wars, y'all know what Yoda said. It's do or do not. There is no try. So if you fell short, that's fine. Just say, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best next time. I'm doing my best every time. That's all I can do. We're at 100 and coming up on 180 active calories burnt, 118 heart rate, so we're sticking in zone 2. A nice, comfortable calorie burn. And I feel too like cardio is not focused on enough too. They have enough of these Arnold Schwarzeneggers and C-bums, these guys that, you know, whether they believe it or not, they promote steroids just by being that size, and they don't talk about the host of issues that comes with that. All the other medications you're going to have to be on, all the food you're going to have to consume to keep that weight up, how bad it is for your heart. And the people at the top are going to promote that because they know they stand to make a lot of money. You're going to buy more food, you're going to buy their medication, you're going to buy. They're going to sell. And it gets to a point where the fitness isn't even about your health anymore, which I believe that's what fitness is all about. Being in the best shape, but being as healthy as possible. So that's what this channel is for. mental and physical well-being. I don't want people to look at those guys and think, oh, that's the way or to compare themselves to those people. Because a lot of times they're going to realize, oh, I can't achieve that body, so I'm just going to give up. Don't ever compare yourself to somebody else. Only compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. And that doesn't even mean hit a PR every day, like, oh, I did this much, this fast yesterday, or that much weight, this certain PR I hit. You don't have to hit a PR every day. You're going to get to a point where you really like where you're at, and heck, as long as you're maintaining that, you're good. And the longer you maintain it, you'll be able to take a little step up without even realizing it. It's like a slow frog boiling method. And then you just maintain that. But there's going to be dips, just like a graph. You look at a graph, the line is never just straight to the top. There's like a slow progression. Sometimes there's dips. The same thing with training. Alright, we're burning. We got some sweat coming down. 208 active calories burned, 122 heart rate. We're doing pretty good right now. We're just going to keep burning that fat. We had a good upper body day yesterday, so I feel like it's really translating well. Also, when you train, in terms of comparing yourself to others and things, I noticed this pattern with myself back in the day, that I would be trying to train to impress other people. For example, it could even be like a girl starts talking to you and you're like, oh, I need to start training now. Well, that's not sustainable. Because then you're at their mercy. As soon as you stop talking or whatever, something doesn't work out, you stop training because it wasn't for you. It was to impress somebody else. So just remember, this is always for yourself. It's for your own health at the end of the day. A percentage? What do you mean? I've got 220 active calories burned. My heart rate is at 119. My battery, if you're talking about that, it should be fine. Like, I plugged my phone in because the first time I did this, my phone couldn't keep up and it died. Oh, my body fat? It's probably sitting at 11% right now. I'll post those stats up. The last time I checked, it was at 10.9. So I hover from like 10.9 to like 11.3 body fat percentage. I never go above 11. But for males, a healthy body fat percentage is 10 to 15%. So if you're not, at 10 or 11, or you don't have to be single digit unless you're stepping on stage. And even bodybuilders, they don't sustain that. They do it just strictly for when they get on stage. They cut a lot of carbs out and stuff and get really shredded. And they'll get to single digit. They'll cut their calories too, but they know that it's only for that small amount of time, and they have to go back up a little bit. Thanks, man. So as long as you're in the 10 to 15% body range, that's what the general recommendation would be for health. I want to say my scale says for athletes it's like 10 to 13%. And anything below that, like single digit, would be considered essential fat. So that's fat that you just absolutely need to survive. Women is a little bit different. Women, they normally can't go below 10%. It's way too hard on their body. So I want to say, like, I forget the healthy ranges for them, but it's around 20-something%, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 15 to 20, I have to research that again. But females, they'll get on stage, and 10% is like super, they shouldn't be going below 10%. I believe males should not be going below 2 or 3%. I think that's what the numbers were for that. And to get to that percentage is grueling. I've only ever been 5% body fat one time, and I can tell you right now, I was hungry all the time. And I feel like I'm still just as shredded, but there were a little bit more cuts and things I could see in other areas, and a lot more vascularity when I was at that 5% mark. I didn't have as much muscle either, but you could still see that I had muscle. So my body likes to really be around 10%, 10 to 11. All right, we're at 250 active calories burned, 117 heartbeats per minute. And we got sweat coming down, so it's feeling good. If y'all ever want to check your body fat percentage, there's a scale that I use. It's by Renpho, R-E-N-P-H-O. They sell it on Amazon for about 20 bucks, so it's relatively affordable, and it can give you all of the numbers you need. You can also connect it with your phone, so, well, I think you have to connect it to your phone to see those results as far as your body fat and stuff, but it's pretty cool. You can add friends on there too. And it's a great way to like check your numbers. Your body fat percentage, your muscle mass, total body water, fat-free mass. It gives you your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, which is a fancy word for how many calories your body burns just existing. So growing hair, growing nails, and things like that. How do you calculate the body fat? With it on one app. That's what I use, is that scale. That scale, you could also go to, if you don't have that scale right now and you want to just find out, most nutrition shops have what's called a bioimpedance scale, or an in-body test, as they like to call it. And you just go in there and you stand on that scale and you grab those handles, and it'll give you a full readout. And you can do that for free. You don't have to pay to use their scale. But you do have to pay for the gas to get there if you live, decent way away from it. So, but it's still something you can do, and I check mine twice a week. So you have the scale. If you have the scale, you have to download the Renpho app on your phone, and you have to sync your scale with Bluetooth up to your phone. So every time, and make sure the app is open when you weigh yourself. That's another important thing. When you stand on the scale, your app needs to already be open, and you have to have the, because Renpho has a lot of products. They have body weight scale, they have food scale, they have a bunch of other trackers. So when you open their app, make sure you click on that body weight scale, and then you weigh yourself, because it needs to know which device it's calculating. So once you do that, you're going to be able to see all your numbers in real time. A lot of people just have those normal scales where they stand on it and they see the number and they go crazy like, oh, I'm fat now. Well, that's not true. Yes, Ash, that scale is awesome. I'm going to be using it when I'm done here, so I can actually post a video too of that, how to use the scale. Don't wear socks either, obviously, because it sends electrical impulses up from your feet on those metal sensors up to your body. You're not going to feel them, obviously, but it's going to just figure out all that stuff. Yeah, man, yeah. I was wondering, because I could see your results on mine. If you add a friend on there, you can see their results. And I think that I have you on my friends list. But, yeah, those scales are amazing. It gives you your BMR, which, like I said, that's your basal metabolic rate. You're going to figure out how many calories you burn at rest. And then you can take your calorie tracker, your watch, and look at your active calories, not your total calories, your active calories. And then you can take that number of your active calories and add it on top of your basal metabolic rate. And the number that you get from that would be the number that you would need just to maintain where you're at. So if you want to be in a little deficit, you can figure out what you need. You know, you want to be no more than 500 calories when it comes to a deficit. Less of that number. And same with the surplus, you want to be no more than 500 calories more than that number. But I highly recommend people get those scales, get real familiar with them, and you can start tracking a lot more of your progress that way, and dialing things in too. Obviously I take multivitamins, and I will be posting which vitamins I take as well, just to give everybody a transparent view of what I'm doing. I don't take caffeine anymore. I used to take caffeine before my cardio sessions and stuff, but I was losing a lot of water, and it was really affecting my sleep. It was becoming hard to sleep at night, which was causing me to take these strong edible gummies, weed gummies, and I got to the point where I was up to like 800 milligrams gummies, and I just got tolerant to those. They weren't even affecting me anymore. So I said, you know what, I'm going to stop all of it. I haven't done anything in a good 3 weeks. Coming up on 4 weeks, I'd say, so. And I'm having some awesome dreams. Every night I'm having some crazy dreams. It's pretty cool. I had this dream last night. Me and Dan were in a school. We were in like bleachers and stuff, and Metallica was playing live at our school. And Dan had his guitar on stage as Metallica was up there playing, and he got on stage playing it to like make a joke. And as he's coming back to the bleachers, it's like Metallica threw into the lyrics like "sit your ass down" or something, but it went with the song and everyone was laughing. Then the next thing I know, somebody called. I don't know how they called me because I didn't have my phone, but they called me from my phone and said, "Yeah, man, I got your phone. I'm in Cameron." I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Everything's on my phone," and that's when I woke up. I was like, "Holy shit." Click on start measurement on the scale and it will show you all, yeah, you do have to make sure you're clicking on that scale. Blink 182 was in your dream last night? That's crazy. I have Metallica in my dream, yeah, Blink 182. Then, when I went back to sleep after waking up from that, I had another dream where I was on, my e-bike. I was riding my bike somewhere. It was in this shopping plaza. And I guess it was pissing a lot of people off. And some dude ended up taking my bike. It was like, I don't know if it was one of the security guards or one of the workers for one of those jobs. And I was like, where the hell's my bike? Where's my bike? And then I was looking forever trying to find it, and I found out it was him. And then I started I was like, yo, what the hell did you do with my bike? He wouldn't say anything, so I kept running him down. And then there was some other people that was following me. And there was this girl there. And I don't know how it evolved, but I was like, I went dark as hell. I was like, kill him. I told everyone to kill that guy. And she pulled out a fucking gun and started shooting him. And I was like, oh shit. But then she was like, he did something to my daughter. I was like, what the hell? And I kind of just was like, I just kind of slipped out of the situation. I've been having some crazy dreams, man. Yeah, it was nuts. But I was saying my other dreams from the last time. I had the hymn molten up in one of my dreams, Jay. We were on Killdeer Drive, and Ash was in the living room, and Mandy was in the living room, and Molten had this long red hair, and I had a bioimpedance scale in Ashley's room at this time. It was a crazy dream, and I was trying to teach him how to use it, but he kept standing on it wrong, because there's 4 metal sensors on it, so your heel's got to be on the back, your toes got to be on the front. Well, he kept putting his feet diagonally. So I was like, yo, what are you doing? Stand straight. I told him 5 times, and he kept, I don't know if he was making a joke or what. So I went to try to move him off the scale to show him I was going to stand on it, to show him how you're supposed to do it. And he all of a sudden had this bottle of Pepsi in his hand, and when I moved him, he kind of accidentally spilled some. But then he just straight up dumped it, purposefully dumped it all over the ground. I hemmed the fuck out of him. I hemmed him up, and I started carrying him out, and I threw his ass off the front porch. And everyone, I think Ash and Mindy were in there, they didn't know. And I was yelling at this point. I was like, that mother did. I was going off. But, nah, the dreams have been pretty cool. One day before 420. That's nuts. Yeah, dude, my dreams have been out of this world. I had another dream where, you remember that football field we also used to play in on Killdeer? It was right across from our house in that big yard. I went over to that field, and there was these 3 guys over there. Yeah, they are. I wasn't having any for a long time, but now I'm having them every night. But there was these 3 guys over there. Right before we went over there, though, I was throwing the football with Dad. I want to say Ron's dad was there, and Ron. And we were all passing the ball back and forth. And when I went across the street, I thought they were going to come with me, but they ended up walking inside. But there was these 3 other guys, and I went to go tie my shoe, but all my laces were cut down the center. So I'm like, shit. I went to go piece each lace back up together, tie each individual one in a bow. And when I went to go tie my left shoe, I didn't have a shoe, it was just a sock. So I said, what? So I looked behind me, and I'm looking for my shoe, and I couldn't see nothing. Then I saw one of the guys had this huge trash bag full of shoes. Oh yeah, I saw I ended Brody, man. I can't believe he deleted all his videos. But I'm telling everyone my dream that I had a couple of days ago. So one of those guys had this huge trash bag full of shoes. I walk up to him, I'm like, yo, did you take my shoe? And he was acting all nonchalant, he didn't say nothing. So I'm like, everyone's not saying nothing, so I go back again to look and see if it's somewhere on the field. Then I saw my gold hair clippers on the field, so I'm like, nah, this ain't right. I picked up my hair clippers, and I was about to walk inside, go across the street to walk inside, and one of the guys tries to grab my hair clippers out of my hand. I said, fuck. I hemmed him up, and then I started walking with him into our house, but I was yelling. I was like, yo, where y'all at? I was yelling for Dad and everyone else that was there. I'm like, where y'all at? I got 3 guys on me. And fucking, so I got him in the house at this point, and I'm shaking him back and forth, like I'm breaking his back or something. But I ended up waking up at that point. These dreams have been nuts. Yeah, man, I don't know why Brody deleted his channel. Well, his channel's not gone. His videos are gone. But after saying everything he said to me, yeah, I know. Not always. Some of them were cool, like that Metallica was, until my phone got stolen. And I'm like, what the hell? I was laughing. It was almost like we were at the Degrassi school. But I was hoping Brody was gonna put a deadlifting video up, because he kept saying he can go way more than me and he's way stronger than me. I'm like, okay, just put the video up. You don't need to comment it. Yeah, trying to make sense of it is like, what the hell? I don't understand it, but I would always wake up with like energy, so I mean, it would take me a bit to go back to sleep, but when I did, I would have another, you know, cool or crazy dream. I still think they're pretty cool, but there was one, man, I had where I was, and again, Killdeer Drive, but it was like in the middle of the park in another house, and there was this girl there. She was fine, and she kept grinding up on me, and she kept talking to me like she was a little impressed by my physique and things. And there was a guy there too, and she wasn't paying him no attention, and I feel like he was getting jealous. So I was like, yeah, you should have seen what I looked like before. So I'm on my phone trying to, you know, find my before picture, and I could not find that picture anywhere. I'm like, this isn't right. I always know where that picture is. So as I'm trying to like find that picture, the guy just keeps getting weirder and weirder, and he pulls out this little mini knife, and he's playing around. He's playing too much, and he go like he's gonna jab me, and then he actually jabs me with it, and I look up like, did you just fucking stab me? So I pull out my own little knife, but it's a little bit longer than his, and I just like jab him back, but not too deep, just to be like, yeah. And I'm still looking for my picture at this point in the phone, still trying to find it for this girl. And I guess he starts slowly getting more pissed, and then he's like, oh, like he's gonna chase me, like he's coming at me with it. So I'm like, fuck. I gotta open the door, and I'm like, well, I know I got the revolver. For some reason I thought I had a revolver at Killdeer. So I'm like running, man, and you know how in your dreams when you run, you're slow as fuck. It's like you're running on quicksand. Anyways, I look back, and this guy is gaining on me. So I'm like, fuck that. I turn around, and at this point, I'm about to fully lunge and stab him. And that's when I woke up, just like that. I was like, holy shit. Oh my God. But yeah, no, Brody just needs to be a bit more humble, yeah. He didn't have to delete everything, but he was assuming everyone is the hater he was. And insulting people in the comments. Yeah, he wasn't just insulting me, he was insulting people that have been watching him for a while. And I just didn't understand that. Yeah, Killdeer was crazy. Sounds like one of those late night adult cartoons, yeah. Oh shit, man. I wish I could like record these things and play them back, man. It's nuts. I have one photo of Killdeer. I'll have to send you, Jay. Oh, I actually have a video of us skating in front of it too. I'll have to send that as well. Had some fun memories in those, and that little trailer park. Whew. We are at coming up on 400 active calories burned, 119 heart rate, right on zone 2, right where we want to be. Looking good so far, 46 minutes in. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't know why he deleted all his videos after saying that he was definitely going to post a video of him doing it no problem. And part of me was like, I already knew he wasn't going to, so I kept looking at his channel, and he had a very recent video of him deadlifting. So I looked at that, and it was like sideways, so I had to reorient it to, you know, make it to where you could see. And he only had 4 plates on each side, which was 405. Now 405 is not a lightweight, especially if you're not used to it or not warming up. But the way he was talking, and the way he was talking to me, I figured, yo, this will be lightweight for him. He went for 2 attempts, failed both. So I said, okay, I have to make a video on this before he posts. And before I could even finish making that video, I was already getting comments, Brody's deleting all his videos, Brody's deleting all his videos. I said, okay. The trash took itself out in that regard. Hell yeah, there was cool. I go there sometimes in part of the lake. It's nothing how it used to be, man. I can't believe that used to be a trailer park and it got gentrified and now it's like nice houses there. People will never know what that place used to be like. But we had some fun times. We are at 413 calories, 118 heart rate. The newest version of Windows. What is the new? Is that 11? I have to see what mine. I think I have 11, but I'm not sure. What do they have now? 12? Windows. I think 11 is still the newest version, and I'm pretty sure that's what I have. It says Windows 12 is anticipated to be released between late 2025 and early 2026. So, yeah, it's going to be coming out soon. But 11 right now is the newest, and I'm pretty sure that's what I have. Oh. This is like the third person that's told me this week. I was telling this girl I had a dream about her the other night. Pickle Boy was in my dream too. The guy from Angry Grandpa. And this girl was there. And somehow she knew Leah. And I was like, there's no way. Because this girl's from Virginia. And I'm like, there's no way. But I was just amazed by that. She said I'm like the third person that told her that this week. That's nuts. Copilot is the newest version, and it's ChatGPT built in. Huh. I didn't know that. I'm not sure if I have that or not. Yeah, Pickle Boy was in it. I forget what we were doing. We were at this place. It was almost like a swamp area. Like we were outside. And I remember that girl was sitting. We were like all in a circle sitting. And I was talking to her. And somehow Leah came up in the conversation. And she was like, oh, I know Leah. I'm like, and then I said her dad's name. And she was like, yeah, that's the same one. I'm like, there's no way. It was funny. What would be real crazy if she actually did know her in real life. But nah, I think dreams have been going crazy lately. Yeah, old Pickle Boy was in the dream. I don't know what he was doing. We're at 450 active calories been, 120 on the heart rate. Keeping it going. Oh, I saw where the Hellcat has that compensator on their website. It's like $200, but it comes with a barrel too. So I might just get that. I do want to shoot it though without it first to see how it is, and if it's as snappy as people are saying, I'll think about that compensator. Oh. Alright. Pick up the heart rate a bit. I'm at the mid-range zone too. But the calories are burning, so as long as they're burning, we're turning. Just thinking about what I should make for lunch. I'll probably just make that chicken wrap or a chicken sandwich. But a quesadilla doesn't sound bad either. I might just do the quesadilla for dinner. That way y'all can see how I make that as well. But I need to get me some jalapenos because it calls for jalapeno juice. So I might go up to the store, get me a jar of halis, and we'll make some good old quesadillas for dinner. My weight usually fluctuates between 149 to 153, 154. Sometimes 155, depending on if I'm taking creatine religiously or not. I haven't taken creatine in maybe 2 or 3 days. I don't take it every day. But also, if you're taking caffeine along with creatine, I think I was reading somewhere that can kind of cancel the creatine out too. So I haven't been taking any caffeine, anything like that. So that's been helping me, I think. There's a girl that I've been talking to. She was telling me how she drinks coffee a lot. She's in the medical field, and that's the thing. There's a big stigma, like she was saying, cigarettes and coffee and alcohol in the medical field. And I was like, yeah, my mom was in the medical field. They would always try to make her feel bad for eating or say that there's not no time to eat. That's bullshit. It only takes about 7 to 8 minutes to eat. And you can do it as you're working a lot of times. Yeah, creatine is great. I take it as, I don't take it every single day. I was for a while. But then that extra 4 pounds, I was like, It's not fat weight. It's definitely goes into your muscle, but I'll probably take some today. I got me a bag from Amazon. It's the bulk nutrients or bulk something. But it's a lot cheaper when you buy it in that bag. I'll put a picture of it. I'll probably put it in my shake tonight too. 5 grams is a good dose. But certain foods have creatine in them as well, so. There's still nothing wrong with supplementing it. But yeah, eating, she would skip a lot of meals and she would use coffee to try to boost that energy. And I was telling her, calorie is basically another word for energy. So if you're not getting your calories, if you're not getting carbs, because carbs is one of the main sources of energy too, along with fat. If you're not getting those, coffee is not going to just pick you up and magically give you, energy. The main source of energy for our brains is glucose. And our body converts carbs into glucose. So these people that do keto, a lot of times you'll hear about they have brain fog. That's because they're not giving themselves the energy that their brain needs. I can't stand keto. Like, The only good thing that came from keto way back in the day when I thought I knew what it was the fact that, you know, I just cut out all sugars. So I stopped soda, I stopped juice, I stopped anything like that. But carbs are imperative, especially complex carbs. Yeah, 5 grams of creatine is good. The loading phase, I'm going to say, is like 10 grams even. But yeah, that water, you put it in your muscles, it can help your performance as well and make you look more full, like muscularity, look more full. And it doesn't add to the fat, so you're still going to look cut as well if you're low body fat percentage. I think it's working a lot better now too that I'm not drinking caffeine. Caffeine, I was urinating a lot more too in the day. Exercise ring closed. We're coming up on 500 calories. We're at 498 now. Heart rate's 115. Yeah, it does translate to strength as well. So I highly recommend people to get into creatine if they're not already taking it. It's a super beneficial supplement. And there's not too many of them out there that are. So if you're not taking creatine, go out and get you a tub or get you a bag like I got from Amazon. That's the cheapest way is to get that. I want to say it's bulk supplements. Let me look it up real quick. I got my phone here. Bulk. Yeah, bulk supplements, creatine monohydrate. You can get 1 kilogram bag, which is 200 servings, for only 28 bucks. You're not going to find a better deal in the store anywhere. You look at the serving sizes on those tubs, you might get 30, 40 servings, maybe 50 if you're lucky, and the price is going to be about 30 bucks. So I just recommend go on Amazon, look up bulk supplements, get that 1 kilogram bag. It's 200 servings. For the price, you cannot beat it. I still have a bag up there. You know, I haven't bought it since, I think it said 2024. Actually tells me the last time I bought it. I'll tell you right here. August 2024 was the last time I purchased that bag. Yeah, I'll send you that link. Bulk supplements is great. They also sell other supplements too. Nutricost is another one that you can also get bulk protein for cheap. You can get a 5-pound tub for 60 bucks. A lot of places you're going to be paying 90 bucks for that. So if you can save a couple bucks, that's the best bet. You got 60 5-gram servings from Walgreens for 20. Yeah, see, you only get 60 from Walgreens. They're upcharging you and you're paying for a name or something. This one you'll get 200 5-gram servings for the same price. You just gotta wait a little bit for it to get there. Unless you have Prime, then it's 2-day shipping. But it's definitely worth it. You're paying for convenience, you're paying for a name, and then you're gonna have to go out and buy some more early again. We are thunder, but I'm down on my breath. Oh my goodness. Someone just sent me a TikTok for that. Good old Creed. Alright. We are at 525 calories. Yeah, man, bulk supplements, I swear by them, they're awesome brand. Once we hit 600 active calories, I'm going to hop off and take a quick piss. I'm still going to be on the stream, but I'll just take like 30 seconds to take a piss. When I was doing caffeine, I was having to get off like 4 to 5 times just to take a piss. I was losing a lot of water. And I know some nights I would wake up and my throat would be dry, my mouth would feel like sandpaper. I'm like, dude, I drank a gallon of water today, what the hell? Well, that caffeine is taking it out of me. Caffeine is what is known as a diuretic, which just means it's another fancy word for makes you lose water. Other examples of diuretics are alcohol and sugar. They're going to make you lose water. Magnesium citrate. You go to, that's like a laxative pretty much, but you can also lose water with it. I remember we were getting prepared for our powerlifting meet in 2016. Dan was trying to cut as much weight as he could before the weigh-ins, and he took a whole bottle of that magnesium citrate. Boy, he was up all night. Diarrhea. So, I mean, that obviously, he lost a little bit of weight, but it took out some of his rest, which, you know, had he been a little bit more rested, he probably would have got even higher numbers. But he still got first place in his weight class. It's just little things that you should be mindful of. And I don't think he anticipated to have diarrhea. He probably thought it was going to be like solid poop coming out, but nah. He was getting rid of all that water weight for him. Excuse me. Heart rate's at 113. We're in the lower end of zone 2, but we're still zone 2, so I'm going to pick up the rate a bit. That's where they swing my upper body back and forth at the same pace that I'm pedaling. Engage that upper body a bit more. Shake my arms around. Get a good stretch when you're doing cardio. A lot of people, they just like to hold on to the bars, or they like to hold on to what's in front of them. I don't recommend that. I recommend like swing your elbows. It gets the blood flow going better. It gives you a good stretch. And your heart rate goes up. See, I'm at 136 now. That's zone 3. That's the lower end of zone 3, but it's fine. I needed to hit zone 3 for a bit anyway. That stretch is unbeatable. So we're at an hour and 5 minutes in. 600 calories I'd say is the halfway point for me, because we burn anywhere from 12 to 1300. Normally it's like 1250, and then I'll do another 50. Well, what is it? Yeah, I'll do another 50 on the cool down. The way it just evens out to 1300. I'm about to top off this electrolyte EAA mix. Super important for your intra workouts. If you don't take EAAs, you don't really have to take EAAs if you get enough protein already. I just like to take them. It helps flavor the water too. Like, for a while I was just drinking nothing but water, and I can do that. But I do like having a little bit of flavor too sometimes to break it up. So if you want a good brand of electrolytes, I recommend Key Nutrients. If you want a good brand of EAAs, I recommend Brute. B-R-U-T-E. But the Key Nutrients, that's the best that I could find, because they had the fullest spectrum of minerals that you need to replenish, as well as, you know, sodium's a mineral too. Oh. Whew. Had a little bit of rain yesterday. I was out there, and I was at the gun shop, and it was just pouring down. But luckily it stopped raining by the time I got out. Had to wait for a background check, and plus I was looking at gun cleaning kits. And I need to get some more ammo though, because I just got like a little box, and I can't even fill up every mag. This thing came with 5 mags. So I want to get them all filled up. I want to get some rounds that I can shoot at the range with too. All I got was the home defense round, so. Alright, we're at 576 active calories. We got about 24 left before I take a quick piss. Oh, stretching it out. There we go. $580. We burning them. Burning them up. When I get back in NC, I want to, there's a place in Hope Mills, it's called Stop Button. They got like pool, they got games and stuff. Me and Dan went there 2 times before I came down here. And I believe Phil also had Bill's birthday down there too, so I think that's a pretty cool spot. I was asking Dan, I'm like, they still got Stop Button out there? He's like, yep. It's like, shoot, man. That'd be cool to play some pool. I'm not gonna drink or anything, but I'll go there and play some pool. I haven't played pool in a couple years. There's a place up here that has a pool table, and we went maybe once or twice. All right, I'm at 596, 4 calories. I'm gonna take me a little piss. Electrolytes going through me. We haven't drank too much water though, so. Yeah, that'd be cool too. Definitely, I'm gonna have to hit the gym when I'm there because I only have 1 day of rest, which is Sunday. But when I go, it'll be later in the week, so I don't have to worry about cardio. I do that Monday and Wednesday. So I'll just make sure I go after Wednesday and then spend like a weekend or something. I'll have to get my CCW too so I can travel through the state with my damn pistol, because I'm not trying to take it out and put it on the seat and all that stupid ass shit, man. That's why, you know, I like Ohio and West Virginia. It's a constitutional carry. You can conceal permitless. It should be like that in all the states. I mean, it's supposed to be the United States, but it's more like the divided states. But yeah, go ahead and take a quick piss. We're about 606 calories in. Be right back. I got a toilet right here, so you might hear the stream. Forgive me. The natural bodily function. And that's all that is. All right. Yeah, you do. And you could take it online too, right? I was going to do that until I saw that Ohio, they changed the law in 2022 to where it's permitless. But it's still good to know. I feel like a lot of this stuff I probably kind of already know, but I'm sure there's some things in there that I don't too that's going to be helpful. So, how much is that course online? I remember back in the day, AB was talking about that. It's supposed to be good for like most of the eastern states, like North Carolina, Virginia. The main states that I would probably be in. (125 heart rate. We're still in zone 2, despite that little break. I'm smelling some good food up there. I don't know what Ash is making, but I'm smelling it. She got a new biscuit recipe too. Well, it's kind of a rendition of one that's already been out there, but apparently she's mastered it now, so. Oh, excuse me. NC is one of the best CCWs to have because of the, what's that say? Reciprocity. Yeah. You definitely have to have one in NC. I just need a decent holster. Like, I saw some holsters, they were advertising for a while. It tucks into your waistband, so you literally just pull it up, and then there it is. But it's not like sitting on the outside of your hip or anything. I would never have my shit just like exposed on my hip like that. I saw a video of this kid. It looked like a kid anyway. He was in a gas station, and these two guys come up, and I guess they notice he has a gun just sitting on his hip. They go to take his shit off his hip, and they get it. And as they're walking outside, the kid goes out to be like, no, don't give me my shit back, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if he tries to lunge at him or what, but they ended up, I think they killed him with his own gun. Like, man, you gotta be more concealed than that. This open carry shit ain't, hell no. What's up, Neve? It's like $100, I think. But you also have to do a shooting course too. Is that the one you go in person, or is that also for the online? We're doing cardio. Never mind, just got done. Oh, nothing much, just got done working out. Heck yeah, bro. What'd you do today? Today we got cardio. I thought it was deadlifts today, because I was streaming yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, I got deadlifts tomorrow. I said it like 4 times, but I forgot. Today's Wednesday. That's a cardio day. So Thursday I have deadlifts. In person. And you have to hit a target. Okay. So the online one, you don't have to do a shooting course? I'll probably just see what they got in person anyway. I'd like to shoot anyway, so. I just like everything done from the convenience of my own home sometimes. 100 sit-ups, 100 crunches, 100 glute bridges, and 100 toe touching thingies. Okay, that's 100 more than 0. Keep doing it, man. I used to do sit-ups and stuff like that. I don't do sit-ups anymore. It's mostly, before I had weights, I did 500 push-ups, so I did sets of 100. And I would do this cardio every other day. Now I only do cardio twice a week, because the weights, you have to carry on some more calories to for that muscle too. But that's good, man. I always recommend starting off with body weight to get real familiar with your biomechanics and things. And it helps your form when you actually do start hitting the weights. I suck at push-ups, so you'll get it, man. Even if you gotta do like the ones on your knees first, or if you gotta just go like a certain range of motion, say you can't go all the way down, your range of motion will improve the more you, and your form will improve the more you do them. I got to the point where I was doing push-ups, you know, on your hands the regular way, and my wrists were killing me from the volume. So I had to switch to knuckle push-ups, and I've never went back because obviously the knuckle push-ups strengthen your wrist, and you get a little bit more range of motion too. So, but you probably want to do it on like a carpet, or you know, have like a glove or something on, because I've had like bloody knuckles from that shit. 20 on my knees today. Good shit, man. That 20 is going to add up. 20 is going to turn into 30. 30 is going to turn into 40. And you're going to be like, dang, I'm at 50 of these things. You might want to, then you might just start transitioning to the leg push-ups. The more you do, the better you get. I'm doing 60 and 60 seconds with full range. That's awesome. And that's true. Your form will improve. When I started, I think I could only do 20, and my shoulders killing me. Like, I was like, dang, I was out of breath and everything. I got up to the point where I could do 50, and then I slowly just kept going and going and going and got to 100. So I would do sets of 100, and I would do 5 sets. So I built a pretty insane physique with that, on top of the pull-ups. And cardio, let me not skip out on cardio. And all of that, plus nutrition. My very first thing I did, really before getting heavier into the exercise, was making sure my nutrition was dialed in. Because it's damn near impossible to out-train a bad diet. Yeah, true. Damn, I can't do 100 right now. No worries, bro. One thing I always, and I even said earlier in the stream, never compare yourself to other people. Just compare yourself to who you were the day before. And again, that doesn't mean you got to hit a PR every single day. Not at all. You know, just like a graph, it never just goes straight up. You look at a graph, it goes up and then it has some dips and dips, and then it goes back up a little bit and has some dips. That's exactly how training is. Weak points, nutrition, yeah. I feel like for me, the longest time it was as well. And then I kept seeing all this stuff about like out-training bad diets and how it's dang near impossible. And I'm like, yeah, even in my 2016 powerlifting meet, I was kind of strong, but for my weight, I was not as strong as I should have been, and I definitely didn't look like I was. So I think it was like 2022 when I'm like, look, man, I'm already 30-something years old. I'm not getting younger, and I'm not just gonna get old and be like, oh, I'm gonna start now. Like, I got to get this in now. So I was still kind of eating Wendy's and stuff, but what I did, I stuck to the 500-calorie meal, and I'm like, in order to do that, I just have to get the grilled chicken sandwich. I can't have fries. And I literally started doing that, and it was a big eye-opener at how much volume I was allowed to eat when I ate out, so I stopped eating out altogether. And that's what I'm going to show y'all today, my full day of eating. I've already filmed my breakfast. Now, once I finish cardio, I'm going to get a shower, and I'm going to film my lunch and my snack. Right now, it's 9:48. At 10 o'clock, I usually have a snack, but since I'm going to be doing cardio, I'm going to just have it as soon as I'm done with this. And then I'll have lunch right after my shower, because it's probably going to be somewhere around 12 at that time. But yeah, out-training a bad diet, not a good idea. You're not going to be able to do it. Nutrition is very important. Getting an adequate amount of protein is a lot harder whenever you're eating out, because the food is such high in calories, and protein is already pretty, calorie dense. Not as calorie dense as fat, of course, but in order to hit that goal, if you're eating out, you're going to be getting a lot more other calories in, like calories from fat, calories from, carbs. For me, pizza was my kryptonite. I would get me a whole stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut, and eat that whole thing with no qualms. And I'd be drinking sodas and stuff and then wondering, why do I have heartburn? Why do I keep Tums by my bed all the time? Why am I waking up at 3 a.m. because I just ate all these wings from B-dubs and cheese curds and I got a stomach ache and it's interrupting my sleep? Well, it's all come down to my nutrition. So now that I've dialed that nutrition in, I feel great. Like I dropped a lot of the negative weight and it helped me. All my lifts go up, my performance skyrocketed, and my physique really skyrocketed. Like y'all saw my before picture, and then that's how I was. It was just, don't get me wrong, I could have been way worse, but my goal wasn't to try to get 400, 500 pounds. I was still out of shape, especially for my my height and my weight. Definitely, and I definitely could feel it. I would go up the stairs and I would be all out of breath. I would even get like anxiety and stuff, and I would like think it was just, I don't know where that was coming from, but I think that was my body trying to give me a signal like, hey, you're not, I need these nutrients, I need this, I need that. And I'm just neglecting it. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not an expert, but hey, I haven't had anxiety since. And I used to kind of get it in random moments. So I have a feeling like exercise and nutrition stuff really builds your confidence to that point to where you don't get as anxious, you don't get, those feelings of paranoia as much. So that's my goal, is to encourage people to take their fitness and health seriously. Because you can do it. If I can do it, I believe anybody can. And the point that I was at in life, I was at a low point at one time in life. I was drinking NyQuil. I was drinking NyQuil cough. And I would drink the whole bottle. And this was going for like 10 years. At least. I was in my worst shape, mentally, physically, and it was horrible. I even got in trouble for stealing a bottle of NyQuil, I believe in 2015. So, I can tell you right now, things can be, you can be in a situation in life where you think things will never get better, that you can't do it, you won't have the strength. Life is just what it is, you can't do anything. Well, there's just an extent to that, but life is also what you make it. And if you're doing things like that every day, not taking your health seriously, blaming everything and everyone else, you're giving everyone else your power at that point. The power that you could be having to take control of your own life. So, believe me, things can get better. You can really make a difference. You just have to focus on the things that you have control of. And once you start realizing that, your life will make a big turnaround. It doesn't happen overnight now. It's little steps at a time. One good thing at a time, and you start trading those bad habits for some good habits. Because idle hands is the devil's playground. If you just do nothing at all, then you're giving yourself no opportunity to be better. You're just wasting it. So whenever you feel like, oh, I wish I had stuff to do, or well, just cut out some of those bad things, and now you have more time for the good things. And you have to slowly replace those bad things with the good things without overwhelming yourself. Because if you try to do everything at once, oh, I'm going to do nutrition, I'm going to do exercise, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do, well, you're probably going to overwhelm yourself, and you're not going to be able to sustain that. So my thing has always been, one step at a time, one thing at a time. Get your nutrition in check first. That's one thing that, you know, you could start focusing on. Because it's going to take a lot to do that. It's going to be like, okay, I got to count my calories. Okay, did I get my protein today? Okay, what's in this food? What's in that food? And once you're taking that time to start learning your foods, learning your body and things like that, once that becomes second nature, like breathing or taking a piss, you don't have to think about those things anymore. You just kind of do them. Once you make those things second nature, now you're able to add something else, like exercise. See, that's not going to overwhelm you. Because, hey, I already know, you know, there's 150 calories and 45 grams of oats. I already know that. I don't have to look that up. I don't have to stress about, oh, what's in that, what's in this. You start just knowing stuff second nature. So that's when I recommend, you know, okay, now you're comfortable enough to where you can add this next thing in. Okay, training regimen. 3 sets of 5. 3, you know, for strength. Or you're going to do, if you want to do 6 to 12 reps, that's hypertrophy. You can go 3 to 5 sets of any of those. 3 to 5 sets. As long as you're doing like 5 sets of 5, 3 sets of 5, and you can even do ladders. You just listen to your body and give your body time to recover as well. But yeah, this is all a lot of information at once, but at the same time, hold on, I'm filling up my drink here. You can probably see as I'm pedaling. I would have never, when I started doing cardio here, I wasn't even able to focus on looking at my phone or talking. But cardio has become almost like second nature, so I'm able to think and tell you guys these things and fill up water at the same time without really stopping my pedaling. Even like looking through my phone or stuff, that would have took too much energy or too much focus away from staying in the proper form of the cycling. Because your knees have to be in line, your ankles and your feet. When you first start it, you're not going to understand the form as good, so it's going to take you that little bit of time to just focus on just that one thing. And like I said, the second nature approach, if I had anything to call it, it'd be a second nature approach. Once you make that second nature, hey, now you got enough in you to add something else to it. You don't got to think as much about, is my form right? Because you know that your form is right. You can feel your form working. You know what the calories in certain foods are. And don't get me wrong, there's still some foods that I have to look on the back of and just to double check. But the main foods that I eat, I know by heart what they are in calories and protein and fiber. And that stuff just, you know, I don't even got to think about it. So I encourage everybody to just get to that point. I always recommend nutrition first. So once we get finished this cardio, I'm going to film up. I'm at a 766 active calories burned. We're at 117 on the heart rate. Still in zone 2. And we're burning some calories. But I'm going to go ahead and film up all the rest of my meals today for y'all. And I'm going to edit that video. And I said it should be out before 7:30 p.m. EST. I normally don't eat past 7:30. If I do have a snack, my last snack of the night is between like 6 p.m., 6:30. And then I have enough calories in me for that, just to coast on out until I go to sleep and I wake up. And now I'm ready for that big pot of oats. I've had oats every morning now for a good 5 years. And it works. Mainly because, you know, protein powder is what flavors it for me. And I can add in different protein powders. I normally put a diced banana in there, but I've even put kiwis. I've put different types of fruits in there as well. It just gives you a nice good mix of everything. And they're about 50 grams of protein in those oats that I make, so I look forward to sharing that recipe with y'all today. And some other little recipes that I make. I was wanting to make some chicken or turkey burgers too, but the store that I go to, they didn't have the buns. They have like 9 different brands of the bad buns, and they only have one brand of the good ones. And somehow they get sold out. So I don't know why they don't ever just buy more. They're content with just selling out and keeping all the other crap on the shelf. But I hope nobody buys that stuff, and I hope they lose money on it. So they start replacing it with good stuff. Yeah, man, I'll show you the oats. They're amazing. It's old-fashioned oats. I do 170 grams of oats for, you know, my caloric intake. And my breakfast in the morning is my highest calorie meal. It's about, I want to say 860 calories. I really go to town in the morning because I need that energy for the cardio and just for, you know, the day. Yeah, oats are amazing. And oats are a complex carb. They're one of the better complex carbs too, because they have fiber in it. Just like potatoes, just like sweet potatoes, quinoa. I know potatoes and sweet potatoes and oats have fiber. I don't know, I think quinoa does too, I'm not sure. Rice, it's also a complex carb, but rice doesn't have fiber. So, not saying you should never have rice, but also be mindful of your fiber intake. To be honest, I don't count my calories. Is that bad? Well, I would count calories if you really want to dial in your physique. If you really want to dial in like your body fat percentage and stuff, then I highly recommend counting calories, because at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. So I would not just count your calories that you're eating. I would also count the calories that you expend, which is why I recommend getting like an Apple Watch or another watch that can, you know, calculate what you're doing, your active calories. There's a scale too that I was mentioning in the stream earlier. It's by Renpho. It's about a $20 scale you can get on Amazon. It's RENPHO, and it can give you, you know, your body fat percentage, and it'll also tell you your basal metabolic rate. All right, bro. I appreciate you stopping in, man. Heck yeah, I'll have that posted, like I said, before 7:30 p.m. EST. I just gotta wait until, you know, I eat all my meals before I can start editing. But I'm gonna get that out as soon as possible for y'all. Hopefully you have a great day at work. We are at 800 calories burned. My heart rate's only 106, so I need to pick it up a bit. I'm in zone 1 now. But yeah, man, I would highly recommend counting your calories. And like I said, with that scale, it doesn't just tell you your body fat percentage, it also tells you your basal metabolic rate. And all that is just a fancy word for how many calories your body burns just every day doing nothing. So growing hair, growing nails, breathing, all that stuff, your body's actually burning calories doing it. And once you have that number, you can take that number and you can take the number on your watch, which is your active calories, and you add those numbers together. And say if you want to lose weight, that means you need to be in a caloric deficit. So you'll just be in a deficit of whatever that number is that you see. You never want to be in more than a 500 caloric deficit. So say, for example, your basal metabolic rate is 1500 for some reason, and the calories that you burn active every day is 500. Well, that means that you have a 2000 calorie intake to maintain that weight. But if you want to lose weight, you want to lessen that by about 100 to 500 calories, and you're going to start burning fat. You never want to go more than 500, under or over, because then you're going to just risk not being able to sustain that. You're going to be getting way too hungry, or you're going to be getting way too full and gaining more fat. So definitely want to count calories, in my opinion. I've counted calories now since 2022. Now, people on steroids, no, they don't really have to count their calories, but they're not worried about their health anyway. They can kind of get away with just eating whatever they want, because the way steroids work is they make it to where your muscles recover a lot faster. So you can just keep going to the gym, and you don't have to have as long of a rest period. But the problem with that is that's why you see a lot of these guys get injured, because while their muscles might be able to recover faster, their tendons and their other stuff, their bones, they're not being affected by that. So if they're not getting the proper rest, that's why they always tear their tendons, their ACLs, they tear stuff all the time. So I never recommend steroids. It's just a loser's mentality, in my opinion. And like I said, it's a way for big pharma, the big businesses, they push it because they know they're going to sell more food, they're going to sell more medicine, they're going to sell more this, they're going to sell more that. They just care about consume. They don't care about the person's health. This channel is all about health. So I do recommend counting your calories and doing it the right way. You got a lot of these guys that do steroids and they'll say, oh, I'm natty, I'm this, I'm that. It's such bull crap. I hate seeing that. Mike O'Hearn is a big one. You can clearly tell he's on steroids, but he constantly says how he's natty and this and that. I'm not saying he doesn't put the work in the gym. I'm just saying, why are you lying to people? Because you're making, it's almost like, it's kind of embellishing what you're doing. It's like stolen valor in a way. Like people in the military that say they did more than what they did, and it's just crazy. But no worries, bro. Have a great day. Good luck at your class, and I will do my best. I'm at 835 calories now. Dropped down to 108. I'm about to bring my heart rate back up now. Bringing it back up, I might hit some zone 3. Excuse me. Get a little bit of zone 3. Get that heart rate up. We're at 122 now, back to zone 2. We can go to zone 3 though. It's 132 heart rate. So we're zone 3 now. We getting it. Still 11, you know how you doing. Shit's crazy. Oh. We moving. $120 active calories. I'm sorry, 120 heart rate. Active calories 854. We moving. Oh yeah. get off the saddle for a bit. Oh yeah. Yep. What are you doing it? It's 1010 EST. Make a wish. Make it true. Ew. Let's go. (128 beats per minute on the heart rate. This means we are in a high end of zone 2. That's where we like to be. 874 active calories burned, coming up on 9. Not much longer, y'all. We're an hour and 44 minutes in. We've probably got another 30 minutes to go. So, appreciate everybody that stuck with me to this long in here. I love sharing this information. And I hope that y'all can take this and apply it to your everyday lives. And feel the best that you feel in your life. Because it took me to my early 30s before I could be in my prime. Not going to say before I could, but before I was in my prime. I think I wasted a lot of time as a youth. I didn't have the best examples growing up. You know, my dad was an alcoholic. He didn't ever show us anything in terms of fitness or health. And my mom, she worked in the medical field. And they only deal with you after you have a problem. They don't really show you how to be healthy either. So when you don't have those good examples of health and fitness in your life as a kid, it can be a lot harder for you. But I'm grateful that I was able to learn this stuff, even in my, if it took until I got to my age of 30. Because now, I'm 34, in the best shape of my life. And I feel like I can inspire a lot more people that can relate with me on that level. I grew up in a trailer park, so I feel like there's a better amount of people that probably grew up with nothing than that grew up with stuff in the world. It's always a lower percentage of people at the top, and they're always profiting off of the misery of the lower. So my goal is to expose all of it and to help people see and know they can do it. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. But is anything worth having going to be easy? No. Absolutely not. It's going to take some type of sacrifice. It's going to take some type of drive and will, your free will. You're going to have to sacrifice what the majority of the people do around you, which may mean that you're not going to be spending as much time around those people because, they want to influence you in the way that they're being influenced, because that's all they know. So once you disconnect from those people, you're going to realize it's going to be a lot more lonely, but anytime there's discomfort and things that are uncomfortable, that means there's going to be growth. So keep that in mind. We're at 900 calories burned, 111 on the heart rate. Let's bring it up a little bit. We're going to bring it up hiring a zone 2. We're picking the pace up. Oh yeah. It was like, no. Yep. Yeah, I do. Alright, we got 938 active calories burned. And we are coming up on 1,000. We're at zone 2. Yep. 941 active calories burned. Numbers just rising. And we rise. Tomorrow I got my deadlift coming out. My full day of eating videos come out later today. And it's going to be very nice. So. Whew. The lower abs engaged. wait for lunch, I can tell you that. Found my lunch for y'all. Still deciding, should I have a, I'll probably have a wrap. Wraps are just quick to make. My last 2 meals of the day are normally 500 calories a piece. Pop them abs. Pop it. No, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. Me, that. Mm-hmm. Nine 981 active calories burned. Coming up on it now. We got about 200 to go. So we can do that in about 20 minutes. So hop off the saddle. There we go. Oh shit. 988, heart rate's 126. 132 on the heart rate. Yep. 1,000 calories in. Got about 200 to burn, maybe 250. That's all that is. Wanna be your homie. Ten active calories burned. Heart rate 135. Zone 3. That's fine. We've been in zone 2 pretty much the whole time, so a good 80 to 90% of this ride's been zone 2. Whew. Yeah. Good recovery. Good recovery from yesterday. Ooh. 1,026 active calories burned, 130 on the heart rate, high into zone 2. Almost done with this. Got about 20 minutes to go. Yeah. So my Hey, give me tic-tac-toes. I like garden these and holes. Tic-tac-toe. This shit was a bust. take no tic-tac-toe, been through two sides in a row. (157) on the heart rate. Went up to about zone 4. 1,060 active calories in. Look. Up to the eyes. Up to my eyes with this shit. Personal thing if I'm getting up close. It's actually hotel and I'm taking our rolls. Control. I wish you'd have listened to me know how that goes. (1,077 active calories burned. Now I'm gonna pull out phones. I just want to make these long for the set. I just want to load that, let that away. Give me the stash. Can't do love because we get too attached. Taking every time we down the stacks. (1,088 active calories in. 13 won't be a problem. Pick them up, put them down. Hey. That's good thing Mama pulling out phones for rolls. Still have a show. Ropes. I wish you'd have been let me know how it goes. Shit, but that shit was a bust. They got no direction. They're following us. Yeah, but such. Okay. 1,100 active calories in. Something happened here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I've got to beware. It's time we stop. Hey, we'll stop the sound. Everybody look what's going down. Bum, 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 bum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, dum. Bad lines being drawn. Young people speaking their minds. Yeah. What happened? What the? Stand them down. Lost in time. Carry me through the night. Years I got the coastline, never knowing where I belong. Goosebumps. Okay. Let me tell you something, pal. Two types of people in this world. People that make things happen, people that let things happen. What are you gonna do, pal? Would you wish? Yep. Won't be for fame, man. Won't be because my shit ain't selling the same. You, my latest new speakers, it won't be because some lit in my lane. change. Got him stuck. Something dead. Squad don't give a fuck. Still have no kind of that you will. Oh my God, I want 21 cents for lunch. Video. Just honest. Straight out the projects. I'm talking about. Hey, there's something in my water. Boss. So if you don't feel this damn cardio, yeah, you ain't gonna feel nothing. Tell you that. This shit'll make you feel something. You can feel this shit anytime you want. Anytime. Mystery. Yeah. One way street. Victory. By some house out. Do 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 do. Wonder who's crying now. Dum dum dum. So on the line, you could take that strong way. We're at 1,190 active calories burned. Pick it up. Pick it up. One time who's crying out. We are at 1,200 calories burned, y'all. We just got another 100. That's all there is. Yeah. Hey. Money's going crazy up there. Let's go. Oh, hey, you know. Appreciate it, SP. Doing my best. I got another, well, I'm at 2 hours and 20 minutes now, so we only got like 80 calories left to hit 1300, so I'm just going to ride it out. Ride it out. You see. How often do you do cardio? I do cardio 2 times a week. And I do it for about 2 hours and some change. Now, at least. I used to do it every other day. But right now we're at 1,227 active calories in. I'll keep going. So we get 13. Almost done with my EAs and electrolytes. I topped it off about halfway through because it's pretty concentrated. Put a scoop of EAs and a scoop of electrolytes, and it gets real sweet. Once we hit 1,250 active calories, I'm going to do a cool down. And that's my reverse pedal. So that should be cool. Oh, I'm ready to get me a shower, get some lunch. I've got that video coming out. It's gonna be my full day of eating. Give y'all some transparency on what I eat every day. I pretty much eat the same thing in terms of caloric intake, but I'll mix it up. You know, lunch and dinners I'll mix up sometimes. I have the same thing for breakfast every day now for like 5 years, so. There's no change in the breakfast, but we like to switch up our lunches and dinners from time to time. And the snacks are generally the same too. I'll show you what I eat for snacks. I have 2 snacks a day, 3 main meals a day. So that's 5 times a day that I eat. Excuse me. Alright, we're at 1,249, coming up on 1,250. I'm going to slowly start to slow down and reverse pedal for recovery. This is really great for the knees right here. So, here we go. So, reverse. Nice. gulp a little bit on this. That's fine. We've been zoned to the majority of this ride, which is the fat burning zone. Really focus on the upswing. Upswing. $1,260 now, we got 40 calories to go. And we're just gonna ride this out until we hit 1,300. Appreciate y'all tuning in to another stream. Hope y'all got a lot out of it. I shared quite a few gems earlier in the stream, so I need to go back and clip some stuff too for those people that don't have time to sit through the whole 2 hours, but there are definitely some golden nuggets in there for y'all to take home. But we're coming up on the end of our cardio session now. We're doing our reverse pedal. This is the cool down. Great recovery for the knees. And we're gonna burn just a couple more calories with this. I'm at 1,271, we got 29 to go. Feels great for the back too. Core, everything nice and tight. That's odd at you. $1,280, we got 20 calories left. $1,285, 15 to go. $1,290, 10 calories left. Appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, hope y'all got something good from this stream. It's always a pleasure to share this information. 1,295 calories, 5 to go. Nice and tight core. 1,298, 1,299, and the magic number is 1,300. Let's go. Go ahead and slow this pedal down. All right, y'all. So, show y'all here. 1,300 active calories burned. Now, we go for about 1,200 to 1,300 on every session, so I feel good with that. Anyways, appreciate y'all tuning in as always. Until the next one, tomorrow we'll be doing deadlifts. later on today, I do have that full day of eating video coming out, so stay tuned to that. And until the next time, much love, y'all, and peace.